Hi, everyone, and welcome. I'm Dawa Tarchin Phillips, and I want to take a moment right now to introduce you to a special friend. Her name is Jessica Morey, and she is the executive director of an organization where I have served on the board for the last 4 years. The organization is called Inward Bound Mindfulness Education, and the organization has a special message that I think will be very interesting for many of you. Hi, Jessica.
Hi, Dawa. Thank you so much. It's great to be here and to connect with the people in your community.
Jessica, tell us, what is Inward Bound Mindfulness Education? What do you guys do?
Yeah, we offer immersive mindfulness training for teenagers, primarily high school students, and also college age students. And then to support the ecosystem and the community around teenagers, we also offer training for parents, teachers, therapists who work with youth.
And how did you come to be involved in this? What is the journey that you went through that got you to be the leader of this organization? And also, why is this so important?
Yeah. So I actually went on mindfulness meditation retreats as a teenager myself. So when I was 14, I went on my first meditation retreat. Now a quarter century ago, and it was totally transformative for me. So I returned every year through my high school years, and then went on to do more intensive compassion and mindfulness meditation training in college. I went on to have a career actually in clean energy and climate policy, and was volunteering for these retreats. And in 2010, we decided that there's really a growing demand for these kinds of programs around the country. And we also could see the tremendous impact on the youth that we were serving. And so we decided we need to make a nonprofit so that we could expand the reach and have more youth have these opportunities, these programs. And initially I was just a board member like you. And through a series of intense events. We had a young ED who got seriously ill. The organization was kind of in crisis. I decided to quit my job and take over as the executive director. That was 7 years ago now. So that's how.
And the organization is seeing quite some significant development. Tell us a little bit about how many teens you're currently serving, and from what communities they come from, and how it's going.
Great. Yeah, so since we founded, at that time we were only teaching 2 retreats a year, and now in 2019 we will be offering 20 retreats around the US, Canada, and the UK. Our teen retreats will be reaching over about 500 young people, and then in addition to that we offer retreats for college students that will reach another 200. Another hundreds of adults and school teachers who then go and bring the programs to the youth that they serve. So, however many number of teens that they work with.
And I think the retreats are happening in Northern California, Southern California, Virginia, Massachusetts. What are some of the other locations around the country where people can actually find these teen and youth retreats?
Yeah, great. So on the West Coast, Northern and Southern California, Oregon. Then we also are in Colorado. And this coming year, we're going to be expanding into the Midwest, which has really been a goal of ours. So we have new retreats this summer in Michigan and also in Ohio, Kentucky area.
And a lot of the students are also receiving support to participate in these retreats. Is that correct?
Yes, so we have a policy that no teen is turned away for lack of funds. And that's been our commitment since we started, that we really want to make sure that these programs are accessible to all youth. And in addition to being accessible, what we find is because of this policy, we have a real diversity amongst the students on each retreat. And unfortunately, it's one of the rare places where a real diversity of young people can actually connect in community that's quite intimate, compassionate, and mindful. So there's a real strength for us in that diversity. So we have a radical sliding scale that's based on family income, and about 75% of our teens get some level of scholarship.
What really is one of the things that I find so extraordinary is that you do bridge this. Some of the retreats I know that you have organized have been at Ivy League campuses. And then there are these retreats that are organized in remote, nature-based settings with the inner city youth coming together and really learning from the ground up how to develop a personal mindfulness practice. How has that been working in all of these diverse settings and with these diverse population among our young?
Yeah. So for me, it's incredibly inspiring. And on two levels. One, I get to see very clearly that all youth, no matter what their background, whether they're coming from some of the most marginalized communities in the US or some of the most wealthy and privileged communities in the US, they're struggling with the same kind of issues. They're all struggling with overwhelming stress, anxiety levels are rising, depression. Where that stress is coming from might change, but they're all really working with some of the same inner challenges. And across the board, the mindfulness practice has supported all of them, whatever it is that they're facing, whether it's because they're really stressed out about SAT scores and having to achieve in their community, or they're coming from a family situation which is unstable and there's some basic challenges at home. So what's been amazing to me is seeing that these skills and practices have helped them across the board in their lives. And then the other thing that's been totally inspiring is seeing that the kind of common humanity and connection that happens between these youth coming from such different settings, that they create really deep and lasting friendships in ways that I think is unfortunately kind of rare in our society right now.
Yes, I remember I have co-taught one retreat little ways back, and some of the youth that participated in that retreat befriended me later on Facebook, and I've seen them go on to college and graduate and have these careers of really focusing on making an impact in and of themselves, and it's been actually very inspiring to see their journey and to be able to follow their journey, who they are becoming once they have completed such a retreat.
Yeah, I just had a really touching experience like that. I taught a retreat for adults in New York. And this young woman looked kind of familiar to me. And as we went through the roster, I was like, oh my gosh, this is one of the first teens that I worked with in 2008, 2009. And so now she's 25. She graduated college with a psychology degree, a contemplative psychology degree. She's working in the Bronx in New York with foster care kids and bringing in mindfulness skills to those youth. And so at the end of the retreat, she pulled me aside. She said, I just want you to know that I'm doing this work because of the impact of the iBme retreats on me as a young person.
What is the age group that teens can apply to participate in one of those retreats?
So it's 15 to 19 for most of our teen retreats. And then we also are now expanding and we have a few more young adult retreats. So those are 19 or 20 up to 30 for young adult retreats.
One of the reasons I wanted to talk to you is because, it's that time of the year where donors have an opportunity to actually participate and to make a difference, by giving to an organization like iBme. Everyone is able to actually become part of the transformation of our future generations. And tell us a little bit about how we can participate. What can a donor do, and what impact can a donor have by contributing to iBme?
Yeah, so donors have tremendous impact at every level at iBme. So we appreciate support from our community around at every level. So I think we can offer opportunities for giving, but maybe I'll go from every gift that's given goes directly towards our program. So for scholarships for teens at this time of year, at the end of the year, and every year we give out about $400,000 in scholarships, and that grows as we do new retreats. So gifts at every level are impactful. If someone has the resources and capacity to give at a big level, the $30,000 level gets a new retreat started in a new location. And so, for example, that's why we're starting in Michigan and Ohio this year, because we had supporters at that level. Down to $2,000 is a full summer scholarship for a team. And down to $250 is like a day of retreat. And then a gift at any level will go directly towards our scholarship fund.
A lot of people, know my leadership work, but what inspires me so much about contributing to the youth work is that we actually empower young people to be the leaders of tomorrow. And when you understand the vital capacity of attention and the value of attention in our time, then it's so obvious, at least to me, and I know to many people, why this is such a good investment of our time and our efforts and our resources. So how can people get in touch with you if they're interested to become a part of what is happening? I know that I'm going to be posting a link here to the website below this video, but what if someone wants to get more involved? What if someone has some questions or would like to make a connection with you personally? What's the way to get in touch with you?
Yeah, so anyone can email at contact@ibme.info, and maybe we can share that link as well, and that will get to me if you email. And then the other thing is we also, if you want to get more directly involved, we have adult volunteers. Every retreat is staffed by adult volunteers who have a personal meditation practice. So you could apply to get involved in that way as well.
And I know there are some incredible stories, that the teens themselves are sharing. What was one of the stories that has inspired you the most recently?
Yeah, so we also, maybe we can share a link to a video. We asked our teen alumni to send a short video, just a few seconds, of what does iBme mean to you, or what's the impact on you. And we were overjoyed. Within 2 days, got about 30 video responses from our alumni that have some of the most, I'd love for you to just hear directly from them what the impact has been on them. And they say things like learning how to really love themselves, learning how to be authentically themselves so that they can show up in the world as they are uniquely. Stories like that for me are the most meaningful.
Good, we'll make sure we'll add that.
Mm-hmm.
From my perspective, I want to just tell you that, the opportunity to act, to actually make a difference with the intentions that you have in the world and the ability to impact from where you are with what you have, doing what you can, never goes away. Mm-hmm. But the time to act in any time is always now. Mm-hmm. That is also why mindfulness is so important. So I just want to encourage you, check out the links that I'll provide here with this video. Click on the link below to learn about iBme. Click on the link below to watch the video that Jessica mentioned. And then if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. You already know how to do that, or to contact Jessica at contact@ibme.org. Or was it .info?
.info, yeah.
At ibme.info. Contact@ibme.info. Jessica, thank you so much for your time. It's great to see you always, and I hope 2019 will be fantastic and the impact of the kids will be even brighter and even stronger than it was this year.
Me too. Thank you so much, Dawa. Thank you for all of your incredible support for so many years.
So what does iBme need the most right now? What can we do to support the teens and the ongoing work?
Yeah. Right now, we could most use a support for our scholarship fund. And in particular, we have a donor who has offered to match all gifts at the $2,000 to $3,000 level. So that's 1 or 2 full scholarships, and then that will be doubled. So my request is, if this work is meaningful to you, if it connects with you, if you can see the value and the impact of teaching these skills to young people, then please click on the link below or be directly in contact with me. I'd love to connect.
Good. Wonderful. We will.
Great.
See you soon.
Okay.